Previously. So it continues.
Hello everybody, so yeah, it's time to continue. It's time for the class trial. Oh boy, this will be really interesting to see, well, first of all, how precisely we'll figure out this mystery. Because just to see how the logical connections will be made will be really quite interesting. And of course, the mystery itself will be rather interesting to see how that will be revealed, so yeah, that's also quite worthwhile. Yeah. And I also kind of want to see what Toko is like during this kind of pressure, so we'll see. Let's get on. Oh boy, let's go. Jeez. Time for the trial. Now, I'm not gonna save in the middle of the trial, but that's incredibly loud. Goodness. Oh my goodness, that's really quite loud. A bit too loud for my tastes. Shit. Okay, well, we'll deal with that then. I'm not gonna save in the middle of the trial anyway, so just so you all know. So if I screw up, I'm gonna have to, you know, cut away until I get back to that point. Oh, are we missing someone? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is?
Huh?
You really don't remember.
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nutjob? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. Yeah, most likely because she is the murderer, so, you know.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and Okay. Just one moment, please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I don't want to go, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Phew, so now everyone's here, right? Okay, then hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Eesh. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Jeez. I guess I wasn't much help at all in this one. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Okay, we're not gonna talk to each one of them, but I do want to have one more opinion here.
Shall we go?
Okay. Okay. Let's go. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
With a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with a heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the underground, and as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? Redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good, you're raring to go. Gotta say I don't hate it, not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get the show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Those would, okay. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Oh, I could save here. Okay, fine. Fine, it skips a bit of the dialogue. Let's set some skills. Ooh, that's a lot of focus gauge. Yeah, that's all of the skills I have. But like, having a lot more focus, that's gonna be rather useful. Jeez. Okay, let's just go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So,
It's so convenient that now I don't have to talk, however, other than my own reactions here. So your votes will determine
if you
results.
can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Well, that's rather obvious. First we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I mean, that should be fairly easy. Okay.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According
Okay.
to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. Or... what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
Shit!
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor
Okay.
Chihiro.
Can't remember how to skip this, so I'm gonna have to get used to the controls once again.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
It appears it was, according to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
That certainly
I'm
would make
so pathetic at this goddamn. Oh, fucking hell. Okay,
It appears it was, according to the Monokuma file,
Oh,
what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
That certainly would...
Poor Chihiro.
I don't need to go.
Chihiro's...
Goodness
it appears,
gracious.
according to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt
Instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Third time's the charm. I wonder if I'm gonna get an A on this or not.
Can we agree that the object
God.
that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
Oh, so she did examine the body.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yeah, that's kinda gruesome.
Yay! That's so creepy!
But it's kind of necessary to do a little any preliminary autopsy like that.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
Oh, okay, immediately.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Well,
What? For real?
okay.
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
I mean, Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. I mean, yeah, that much is certain, so I'll... Jesus, okay. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Oh, alrighty. So, skip, if you wish. There's a time code if you need to skip, if you wish. Yeah, let me hear new things. For this debate, lines of white noise. Okay. Will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in... Oh, so now the focus will be useful. Oh, that's cool. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press A button to attach a silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of white noise, time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front. Okay. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, interesting. That is gonna be that actually makes the focus actually be useful. That's cool that there's actual use for it. Make your argument. Genocide Jack case file. Yeah, obviously.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
Got it.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
Okay.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
You don't say. That is really quite...
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Now's not the fucking time to be joking around. We are solving a mystery. I hope my glasses would shine, but...
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it!
How the victim was positioned, of course.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
Apologies for that brief interruption. Somebody rang the doorbell.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Yes.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of.
It was you, Byakuya. I mean, that's the only other answer besides it being Genocide Jack, so...
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
Yeah.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
Oh, just no beating around the bush and just coming out with that immediately. Okay, that's quite the exquisite statement.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Holy hell.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Okay.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
I mean, it's it was rather obvious that it's just a split personality situation. It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? Okay. Oh, Hangman's Gambit. Got it.
Now I understand.
Schizo. Yeah.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
No, this is something that I would not actually... It's a bit different to call it a schizophrenia, or it would be most likely accurate to call it, you know, multiple personality disorder instead of schizophrenia, since there are quite a few differences between those two. So that's... It is a personal pet peeve of mine. It annoys me when people call split personalities schizophrenia immediately without actually knowing the differences between the two of them. Now, admittedly, they are quite similar, but let's just get on with the game.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... What did they call it?
Yeah.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Yes. The one thing that shows Toko could have split personality, it has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed.
I got it!
Obviously.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Yeah. I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah! Oh, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and back, a top inning and a top bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Okay, I'm actually kind of surprised that we just immediately jumped to the culprit like this. Completely fine, but okay.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. Well,
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
Okay.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Oh, so she did confess to Byakuya. Okay.
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story.
Also, that the fact that she would want to keep a secret does make sense, considering that her secret is that, well, she's Genocide Jack, so that does make quite a bit of sense for a motive at the very least.
She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Okay.
And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
Well, she did murder someone, so...
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Oh, that's kinda cruel.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Well, this is quite brutal.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
Oh my goodness.
You don't...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Okay then. That is quite the design, I must say.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
That is...
What happened to you?
Not Toko.
Insane.
That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Okay. Well, we have another insane personality on our team. Whereas previously it was only Monokuma, now we have freaking another one of these rather inhumane beings. Okay.
She's so intense.
You don't say.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
Oh my goodness.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
That tongue, though.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Okay. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
Oh, she's just insane.
Kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I insane! They just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
Okay, that kind of takes a bit more of the intensity out of
Clearly
this
a motive,
situation.
So there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us?
I mean, yeah, the motive has
If someone
very
didn't
certain.
murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Well, yeah.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Oh.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Now, this is interesting. I was honestly thinking that this would be far too big of a revelation to give up so easily, and it would make it so obvious, but it's pretty intense if that's not the case. Who else could it have been then? Oh, goodness gracious. Because I honestly do think that it wasn't genocide. Jill, I suppose? That's... Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Wait. It's the disappearing state, most certainly.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would...
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Goodness gracious.
Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but
You say that, but
perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi!
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches what more proof
Shit.
do we need?
Okay. I
Give it
think
up.
that's the...
You killed her.
Right. Could it?
Sorry, but
you say that, but
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi!
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches...
No, that's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same?
It most likely actually could have been Byakuya. Like, this is what I've been hinting at, that it could be really easily could be Byakuya, and he actually was trying to frame Toko. That would not be so out of the... I would not be surprised about that. That would make a lot of sense, I think. I mean, considering that Byakuya wanted to graduate, so... it makes sense. And Byakuya is the only other possibility, so... you know, maybe?
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction.
So that's the scissors, right?
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Yeah, it's most definitely those scissors are the whole mark.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Okay.
But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Okay.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. Victim's fatal injury.
I got it. For one, the cause of death is different.
Yeah.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
That's kinda gruesome.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Oh my goodness. Now, actually, the fact that Byakuya wanted to help us get on the lead of Genocide Jack actually makes so much more sense, because Byakuya is the murderer. Like, obviously, it's him. So, this makes a lot of sense. He tried to frame Chihiro, and it's all becoming clear now. This is pretty cool. It's pretty freaking cool.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Yeah.
Can you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I mean, that extension cord makes it rather obvious. That's right, the second difference is related to how the she was suspended. What was used to suspend her?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement!
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Mac.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Okay.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
Oh, she only kills boys. That's okay.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Oh,
Figure that out,
my.
and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl?
Got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Okay.
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Yeah. Yeah. They are all males. Yeah.
They were all guys?
Yeah.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Well, that's quite okay.
But now I'm on
Okay.
the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Oh goodness.
Lowly cur?
Oh my goodness, the facade of Byakuya is shattering. That's amazing.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
Yes.
Does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Except there should be really obviously some scissors.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Okay.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong,
Okay.
can you gutter dogs, all of you!